Alex Garland's major career change makes us way more excited for 28 years later. It's been nearly 2 decades since The Infected first sprinted across British screens in 28 Days Later, a film that redefined zombie horror for the modern era. Now, as news spreads about 28 years later, the long-awaited third chapter in the franchise, there's a fresh pulse of excitement running through fans. But it's not just the return of the franchise that has people buzzing. It's a major change in Alex Garland's creative career path that has horror and sci-fi enthusiasts talking. Garland, long known as a screenwriter and director, is stepping away from directing. And that bold move is exactly why 28 years later could be the best installment yet. Alex Garland's name has become synonymous with intelligent, mind-bending genre filmmaking. From scripting 28 Days Later and Sunshine, to directing Ex Machina, Annihilation, and Men, his work is known for its psychological intensity, layered themes, and often bleak beauty. But in recent interviews, Garland revealed that he's planning to step back from directing altogether after his latest film, Civil War, a political action drama that doubles as a warning siren for America's deepening divisions. While fans might mourn the idea of Garland stepping away from the director's chair, it's important to recognize what this means for 28 years later. Garland's creative bandwidth is no longer split between writing and directing. He's returning fully to the role that first put him on the map, screenwriter, and reuniting with director Danny Boyle and actor Cillian Murphy. In other words, Garland is going back to basics. And that's thrilling. Garland's writing has always carried a sharp edge. Before he was a director, he was the architect behind some of the most iconic modern scripts in science fiction and horror. 28 Days Later wasn't just a terrifying film. It was a philosophical examination of what society becomes when the structure collapses overnight. It asked viewers to consider the cost of survival, the danger of militarized rescue, and the line between human and monster. All of that came from Garland's pen. With Boyle back to direct, Cillian Murphy possibly reprising his role as Jim, and Garland focusing solely on the script, this new installment is shaping up to be a return to the franchise's roots: lean, kinetic, thoughtful horror. Even better, it's not just a one-off sequel. 28 Years Later is reportedly the first part of a new trilogy. That alone signals major ambition. This isn't a rushed nostalgia cash-in. It's a carefully coordinated vision from the original minds behind the first film. And Garland's decision to zero in on writing, where his storytelling instincts are at their sharpest, bodes incredibly well for this expanded saga. There's also the thematic potential. The original 28 Days Later came out in 2002 and tapped into a post-9/11's world's fears of sudden catastrophe and governmental breakdown. 28 Weeks Later, while not written by Garland, reflected on US interventionism and the illusion of control. So what does 28 Years Later look like in 2025 or 2026, amid climate anxiety, pandemics, AI revolutions, and fractured democracies? With Garland writing, expect the film to hold a mirror up to our darkest fears, filtered through the chaos of a world still crawling with the infected. This isn't just zombie horror, it's social horror, psychological horror, existential horror. Exactly the kind of story Garland excels at. And while he's stepping back from directing, Garland's recent experience behind the camera will likely inform his writing in powerful ways. He understands the rhythm of a scene, the mood that cinematography can evoke, and how actors embody trauma and hope. This makes him an even more dangerous force as a writer. He's not just crafting words, he's building cinematic moments that he knows a director like Boyle can bring to life with full force. The announcement of 28 Years Later couldn't have come at a better time. Horror is enjoying a creative renaissance, and audiences are hungry for smart, bold takes on familiar properties. While franchises like